Have you ever believed something with absolute certainty only to find out later you were wrong? Maybe it was a childhood belief, like thinking Santa Claus was real, or maybe it was something more serious, like I'll never be successful in my career, or I'll never get over the hump with my financial situation. Here's the thing. Believing something doesn't make it true, and mistaking beliefs for truth can quietly limit your potential for years or a lifetime. Hi, I'm Michael Hales, leadership coach and co-founder of M Squared Leadership Consulting, and this is video 12 in our ongoing series on self-limiting beliefs, what they are, how they form, and most importantly, how to break free from them. If you've been with us a while, you might remember video 5 where we asked, are your beliefs actually true or just assumptions you've carried for so long they feel true? Today we're circling back to that theme, but we're not just repeating ourselves. This time we're looking more at the practical side, how you can actually test a belief and separate fact from fiction in your own life. That's the approach we're taking throughout this entire series. Each week we're tackling a different question, and some of them overlap because real growth takes repetition. But with every step, Michelle and I are being intentional about adding new tools, giving you new perspectives, and giving you new applications so you get fresh value each and every time. So here we go. Let's start with a distinction. A fact is verifiable. It can be observed, measured, tested. A belief is an interpretation. It's meaning we've attached to an event, a pattern, or a story. For example, fact, I did not get the promotion. Belief, I'm not cut out for leadership. You might say I'm terrible at public speaking, but maybe you once led a successful meeting or delivered a toast that people love. That's an exception. Exceptions reveal the cracks in a false belief. If you had success in an area even once, that's evidence that you could figure out how to be successful again and not be terrible. The perspective test asks, would someone who knows me well agree with this? Sometimes an honest friend or mentor sees abilities in us that we dismiss as unimportant. The future test asks, if I stopped believing this, what might become possible? If dropping the belief opens doors instead of closing them, chances are it was never truth to begin with. And this isn't just personal, it's deeply relevant to leadership. Leaders who don't test their beliefs risk holding back entire teams. I wrote about this in a recent blog post, and we'll drop the link to that in the description if you're interested. A leader who believes my team won't step up stops delegating. A leader who believes change never works around here kills innovation before it can even start. A leader who believes I'm not ready misses the chance to grow others by modeling courage. Unchallenged beliefs don't just shape your life, they shape your culture. There was a time not so long ago when I learned something about myself that illustrates this point. I've always had a natural talent for being able to take in a bunch of complex information, sort out the signal from the noise, and distill it down into a concise and accurate narrative. I didn't ever think much of it, to be honest. It came naturally to me, so I just sort of assumed it did for everybody else as well. It wasn't until just a few years ago when I was working on a leadership team with a group of highly capable leaders I really respected that I got some valuable perspective on this. We'd been in a long meeting discussing 1,000 different angles around a particularly hairy problem, and there came a moment when I just casually summed up the entire discussion in a few bullet points. I wasn't trying to show off, get attention, or stand out from the group in any way. I was just doing what came natural. And everyone was stunned. These impressive leaders were impressed by something I did. And it wasn't even something difficult, at least not to me. That really opened my eyes. It helped me start to take a more objective look at my own strengths, to start to undo my belief that my talents were less than. and to start to look for ways that I could leverage what I do best to benefit others. So this week, I want you to pick one belief that you hold about yourself, especially one that feels heavy, limiting, or unquestioned. Run it through the 4 filters. What's the evidence? Are there exceptions? What would a trusted friend say? What becomes possible if I stop believing this? Then ask yourself, was this really truth or just a story I've been choosing to live by? Here's the bottom line. Truth can be tested, and beliefs must be questioned. The danger isn't in having beliefs. It's in mistaking them for facts. And the more we can align our beliefs with actual truth, the better off we are. Next time, we're going to explore how you can change your self-image so you can change your results. Because what you believe about yourself sets the ceiling for what you can achieve. I hope today's video resonated with you. More importantly, I hope it helps you identify some beliefs that you've been allowing to limit you, and it inspires you to start doing the work to overcome them. If that's the case, please consider sharing it with someone else who might need the message. And remember, the more we question false beliefs, the freer we become to live and lead at our full capacity.